Joining us now, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. Mr. Mayor, thank you for joining us this morning. Pretty terrifying weekend here in New York and New Jersey. As we come on the air this Monday morning, is the threat contained?
George, at this point, look, I want to be clear. NYPD is in a very high state of vigilance. We have beefed up our presence all over this city, as you heard. People have bags checked in subways. You're going to see a lot of NYPD presence at key sites around the city, including our anti-terror capacity, which will be out in evidence. So I'm confident about what the NYPD has out on the streets of New York City today. I think in the coming hours, we're going to be able to say a lot more about what happened here specifically. We know a lot more than we did just 24 hours ago. It's certainly leaning more in the direction that this was a specific act of terror. And I think we're going to have a lot more to share with the people. What I can say right now is we need the people's help. Anyone who has information about that situation, we need it now.
Well, and the New York Police Department, is my understanding, is actually putting on a be on the lookout alert now for an individual. The FBI expected to release a most wanted poster as well for this a young 28-year-old man. Much more can you tell us about this suspect?
We're going to have a lot more to say on that soon, but we want the public's help, and as we're going to be able to fill in the blanks about what we know, it's going to provide the public some information that will allow them to help us a lot more. The important thing here, again, thank God no one was seriously injured on Saturday. And people, I think, were wonderful in response to the crisis that happened on 23rd Street. People helped each other out. Our first responders did an amazing job. But in the coming hours, as we're able to put out more information, it's really important for the public to fully participate in helping us find out what we need to know. And
we did have some people who were paying attention in New Jersey last night. We were able to identify that bomb. As you suggested yesterday, you were reluctant to call this an act of terrorism. Are you prepared now to say it was?
We'll say more in the next few hours, but it's definitely leaning in that direction the more we know.
And what more can you tell us about those 5 individuals detained apparently on the Verrazano Narrows Bridge last night, heading to Brooklyn, maybe to Kennedy Airport?
There was a car that came to the interest of the NYPD, and that car was followed. They were pulled over. Those individuals have been questioned. I'm not going to go into more detail than that, but there's definitely a situation there where we're learning more information.
And as we said as well, you talked about all the preparation here because of the UN General Assembly. You've got President Obama here today. You've got world leaders gathering. You've got a lot of nervous New Yorkers. The police out in force. But let me go back to that original question. Do you believe that there are more attacks possibly coming, or do you believe the threat is contained?
I believe a couple of things. First, the amount of anti-terror capacity we put out on the streets is extraordinary. We have the largest anti-terror capacity of any police force in the country, and you're going to see it. And that's one of the best ways to make sure there are no further situations. I think until we've pulled all the pieces of the case together, it's premature to say what might happen next. I do feel that we're getting information literally hour by hour. This situation is speeding up. I'm very confident we're going to find the individual or individuals involved based on what I've heard in the last hours. But I think we have some more work to do.
Involved in Chelsea, Elizabeth, and Seaside?
That's an open question, but one, again, that a lot more information is coming in. It's still premature to say if there's a connection, but in the coming hours, we'll be able to tell you more.
Mr. Mayor, thanks very much for your time this morning.
It still remains
Thank you, George.